Before the world knew the name Butch Cassidy, he was just a boy with nothing but dreams and desperation. Born into a family struggling to survive, in a land where the rich grew richer and the poor had no voice, one moment of injustice sparked a chain of events that would change not only his life, but the Wild West forever. This is the story of Robert LeRoy Parker, the boy who became Butch Cassidy, the outlaw who defied the law and became a legend. Robert LeRoy Parker was born in 1866 in the small town of Beaver, Utah. He was one of 13 children in a household where money was scarce and survival was hard. From a very young age, Robert was no stranger to work. He helped his father on the farm, tended to animals, and did chores that would break a lesser boy's spirit. Yet even as a child, he could feel the unfairness of the world pressing down on him. The small wooden house they lived in offered little comfort, but it shaped the boy into someone resilient, someone who would not accept the injustices that life threw his way. Life in rural Utah was simple, but it was also cruel. Big ranch owners grew wealthier with each passing year, while families like Robert's sank deeper into poverty. The rich controlled the prices, the land, and even the jobs. And Robert began to feel something deep inside. A spark of anger, a need for justice, a refusal to be powerless. It wasn't hate that drove him. It was something far more human. The desire to be treated fairly, to be respected, to fight back against a system designed to keep people like him down. One day, young Robert met a man who would change his life forever. Mike Cassidy, a smooth-talking cowboy, part outlaw, part hero, rode into Robert's life like a whirlwind. Mike wasn't cruel. He wasn't evil. He was a man who stood for the powerless, who helped the poor, and who never bowed to the rich or the corrupt. From Mike, Robert learned two vital lessons: how to shoot with precision and how to never bow to those who wield power unjustly. It was also Mike who gave Robert the name he would carry forever, Cassidy. Robert's first crime wasn't planned. It was a moment born from humiliation and injustice. He walked into a local store, hoping to buy a pair of new boots for work. But once again, his employer hadn't paid him on time. The store owner mocked him, called him poor, and ordered him out. For the first time, Robert felt the bitter sting of shame. On his way out, he quietly took the boots. It wasn't about the shoes, it was about respect. It was a small rebellion, but one that would ignite a fire that could not be put out. Returning later to pay for the boots, he faced the threat of arrest. That's when he realized the harsh truth. In this world, the rich always win, and the poor always lose. That moment pushed Robert toward a life outside the law, not because he wanted to be evil, but because he refused to remain powerless. It was the beginning of a journey that would take him far from the small town of Beaver into the heart of the Wild West, where he would become the leader of a gang feared by lawmen, respected by outlaws, and remembered forever by history. Butch Cassidy didn't become a legend overnight. It took daring robberies, clever escapes, and the loyalty of men who shared his vision. He joined forces with the Wild Bunch, a gang known for their courage, intelligence, and fearlessness. They robbed banks and trains, always staying one step ahead of the law. But even in his outlaw life, Cassidy followed a code: never harm the innocent, always protect the weak, and fight against greed wherever he saw it. His fame spread quickly, not just for the crimes he committed, but for the way he carried himself. He was more than an outlaw. He was a symbol of rebellion, a man who refused to bow to a world that had tried to crush him. From a poor boy in a small Utah town to the leader of one of the most daring gangs in history, Butch Cassidy's life is a story of courage, rebellion, and survival. He was not perfect. He made mistakes. But he lived by his own rules, fought for his beliefs, and became a legend in a land built on lawlessness. In the next episode, we will follow Cassidy as he commits his first bank robbery, learn who joined him in his daring adventures,